Let's talk pencils. Okay, I'm trying to get set up here still, so I'm gonna set up my computer too. So I want to look on there and see if this is coming up right in the feed. Let's see here. Let's go to YouTube. Let's probably turn the sound down. See what we got. Let's talk pencils. Upcoming. Oh, this screen is sideways, so I gotta change the phone here. Let's see if that'll work. Okay. Hello, Catherine Daydreamer. I'm just trying to set this up. This stuff's all new to me. I want to see how it appears on the TV. On the TV. That's how old I am. I want to see how it appears on the TV. I don't need all this. Move that away. See if I can get this set up better. Let's see. Sorry it's taken me so long to set up. Yeah, I wanted to talk about pencils today. Okay, let's get rid of this guy. All right. So, first thing I'm going to talk about actually is paper, the different types of paper that I use. So I use this index card paper. I want to make something for, like for my patrons on Patreon, or if I'm doing a special sketch, I want it to be a little bit thicker, more substantial. So this stuff is great for sketching and for doing all kinds of drawings. And it takes the pencils really nicely as it breaks. Anyway, so this stuff works great for doing different things that you want it to be a little more permanent. Like, you don't want to do a lot of rough studies on this stuff. I mean, you can, but it's more for semi-permanent stuff. So I get this at Walmart. It's just like cardstock. And I think it's like about $8 for 250 sheets. So it's not real cheap, but anyway, that's that paper. But and then for more simple stuff, you want to just do a lot of practice stuff. I have all my pencils out here and I can't find a pencil I want to use. So for more simple stuff, I just use this 20-pound Bond. It's just regular, like, paper you use for your printer. And you can also get 60-pound. It's a little bit heavier. And I think it costs about the same, but you can pick up these are pretty cheap for a ream of this stuff. But this is more when you're just goofing around. And actually, when I'm on TikTok, what I do is I use this stuff a lot because I'm not sending the sketches out, but if I'm, doing a sketch or something, God, my leads keep breaking. If I'm doing a sketch or something that's really simple and I'm not going to keep it, I'm doing a demo or something like that, I use this 20-pound bond paper. It's a lot cheaper and simple, and I don't care. I'm not making a finished piece of art. And the 60-pound bond's a little bit thicker. So I use this a lot. And when I use this, I have a large clipboard that I use. And it's got a little clamp on top. So I can just take a fresh sheet, like if I'm doing something on TikTok or something, and I can just go ahead and use that clipboard for that. So those are the types of papers. And then I have sketchbooks too. I have all kinds of sketchbooks. Like this sketchbook, there's so many different kinds. This has sort of a rough tooth to it. So it has more of a kind of an arty feel to it. And it lends itself more to that type of stuff. If you want to do like a finished sort of arty sketch, like a finished piece of art, you can get different types of pads. Like they have those moleskin pads. I haven't tried those yet, but a lot of people like those. But this is like softer, and you can smear it easier, or you can use like one of these deals, a smudge stick, to sort of smear it around more, because it's more meant for that. Like that. You can come in with an eraser and just kind of do different things to clean it up or to take parts of it off. But it's more an arty type paper. So let's look at what this is. I think my son gave me this. This is a Bachmore. I don't know what that is. Bachmore. What brand? It's like a Strathmore. Bachmore sketchbook. It says smooth surface, erases cleanly, but it's acid free, fine texture, quality, 100 sheets, 68 pound. But you just have to experiment with them. Like this is a really rough surface bill. So there's all types of sketchbooks. Here's a really inexpensive one my sister Mary gave me. And I use this more for, just doodles and things like that. Nothing like super permanent. They're just different sketches, and I have tons of sketchbooks. And you can do finished studies. You see how the surface is different on this one, because this is a lot cheaper stuff. It doesn't smear as much, but it's more simple, Yeah, moleskin are expensive, Catherine. I've never tried them, but I probably will try one sometime. I don't know. But I have all kinds of sketchbooks. Cheap paper, fancy paper. There's also Bristol too, which is, let me see if I can find it. I don't really use the Bristol that much. I just feel like when I'm using Bristol, like plate Bristol or vellum Bristol, I don't even know where my pads are. So they're up there somewhere. But yeah, plate Bristol. Plate Bristol is a lot like the index card I buy. and that's a lot cheaper, even though it's not. It's $8, $8 or $9 for 250 sheets at Walmart. That stuff, index paper, is a lot like plate Bristol, which is way more expensive than that. So I don't use the plate Bristol a lot, but it's really nice to draw on for finished stuff. And then just a second here, I'm looking for my. I had all the stuff out, and now it's missing. This is my sketch diary. This is just inexpensive paper, 70 sheets, 8.5 by 11. And I get this at Walmart, and it's really cheap. I think it's like $3.80 or something. But it's really great for doing lots of stuff, and even more. You can even do finished stuff on here too. But I don't worry about it. I use it for whatever I feel like working on. And I have so many of these too. But so those are kind of my different pads. Really, it's just all about experimenting, trying different things, you know, this and that. So that's the paper. This is something I wear to keep my hand from smudging, you know, the artwork. And I got all the standard erasers, different kinds of erasers, kneaded erasers, pink erasers, these Mars erasers. And I also have this, which is really great if you want to. It's an electric eraser for little details you can erase. You can even erase on an eraser. Clean up your erasers with an eraser. And a lot of the pencils, you know, come with erasers. Before I really got into using different pencils and different erasers, I used this for years. It's the Ticonderoga #2, and it's a good pencil. It's soft enough to do different things with, and it seems like it's kind of the middle of the road pencil. It's like a workhorse, and I don't use it a lot anymore, but for years this is what I used to draw with and sketch with. And it is a nice pencil. If you just want a basic pencil, simple, something that's going to hold up, and it's not too hard, not too soft, you know. So that's the Ticonderoga soft #2. And then so let's talk about mechanical pencils, the different kinds. And they're really handy and useful, and they're nice because you don't have to sharpen them. So let's see what we got here. Okay, so there's a couple different kinds. There's these bigger ones. I don't know what millimeter size are, but it has these big leads. Oh, here's the leads that go in them. This is Prismacolor. 12 drawing leads, and these cost. This is a 4B. You can get them in any size, really. From you know, the hardest lead to the softest lead. So I have the 2B, or not 2B. I have the 2B right here, and what I just had, the 4B. So these go in here, and I'm not sure what these cost, maybe about $12 or more. I don't know what they cost these days. And so here, let me move these ones. So the mechanical pencil, the advantage is I don't have to sharpen it. And so this is a 4B pencil, and you can do light sketches, you know, if you're laying out your character, you can start kind of light and, you know, figure out where you're going to put stuff. And then you can go in, and it's really, really nice dark 4B pencil. And again, you don't have to sharpen it. And then you can put in your details. You can make it a lot darker. Like so. So these are pretty cool. And they have sharpeners too. Just a second, let me look for the sharpener. They have these little gizmos. And if you want, you bring it out a little. You bring the lead out just a little like that. And then you go like that, and then you just twist it. And bring it out a little more. And you can just twist it here. I think a piece got stuck in it. I don't know what's going on with that. Doesn't seem to be working. Here's another one. Let's try this yellow one. Okay, there it goes. But see how sharp that is? Where the hell's the camera lens? I don't think it's going to focus in on it. Anyway, take my word for it. It's sharp now. And then you can get like all these little tiny details. And the 4B is really dark. But you can go in and do all kinds of stuff. So it's a really versatile pencil, mechanical one. So that's the 4B. And then the 2B is just, not as soft. So that's the larger mechanical pencil. I forget what millimeter they call them. And then these little, yes, nice and pointy, Catherine. So, and then these ones are the smaller ones. You see these, they sell these at Walmart or any kind of store. Usually it has a office supply section or whatever, or art section. And I have 3 different ones. And you can change the leads on these too. There's an 0.5, or I think that's what it is, or let's see, I've got the leads here. I was so prepared, and then while I was shoving things around, everything went flying all over the place. Where did my leads go? That's crazy. Let me see if I got more in the drawer here. Just a second. Just a minute. Okay, let me put this away. Okay, so this is the 2H lead, and that's it says 0 millimeter 2H. I think that's, but there's just different kinds. There's a 0.5 HB and a 0.7 2B. So the 0.7 is softer. It's a 2B. It's pretty much the same as a standard pencil. And so anyway, yeah, you can change. So let's try this one. I think this is probably maybe the HB. And this one's softer. So you just put different leads in them. This is definitely the one that's not as soft. This is the 2H. So these two you can change also. So that's a mechanical pencil. It comes in a couple different sizes. And then let's talk about the Blackwing. These are really nice pencils. This is the Palomino 602 Blackwing. This is the pencil that Chuck Jones used, the guy, the animator, did the Roadrunner and stuff. And these are just beautiful pencils. Get nice dark lines, nice graduation of tone. These are spendy though, but I use these a lot. I love these pencils. They come with these erasers that you can pull out, and then you extend them when they start to wear down. What I do is I actually extend them and then I bite the end. I bite this part down. I just bit it. You didn't see me biting it though, but I bit it. So you can extend the eraser and have these nice erasers. But yeah, these pencils are really, they're just really soft, and they're fast. They write on it, I think, half the pressure, twice the speed. But they're great to draw with, and they're so fun. They're really soft. And then if you want to get that dark line, again, you can go in with the tripod hold instead of like the sketching hold. You know, this is more of the sketching feel. This is the other way, the tripod feel. And you can, this looks like a little pig. Oink, oink. A little pig character. But see, then you can put in all your details and stuff like that. You can start off with just sketching lines, you know, more sketchy lines. Searching lines, animators call them, like little searching lines. But that's the Blackwing 602. And then I have the other Blackwing that I like. They make a lot of pencils. I don't know if I have one out here. Let me look in my drawer and find one. The one I've been using lately is the Blackwing Matte. I think I got one here. I just ordered more. I had Audrey, my wife Audrey, order me stuff. She does all my ordering. So this same company, Blackwing, but this one's called the Blackwing Matte. And this one's even softer. And it's wonderful to sketch with. It's just the way it flows. And let's do a hand here. Kind of a cartoon hand. And then if you want, you can go in and really beef up the lines. Make them darker. This pencil is great for sketching. It's also great for drawing, like doing finished drawings too. It's a beautiful pencil. And this is, I use the 602, Palomino 602 for a long time. But then lately I've been using the black matte. I just think it's really such a cool pencil. Cool pencil. It's floating around in his hand. It's a magic pencil. Had some magic. Let me move this over a little. But you can go in really light, make light little lines, like so. Your searching lines or your layout lines, till you decide which lines you want to use, and then just go back in and darken them up. It's pretty cool. Let's give this guy glasses. So I can go in here and make it darker, more defined if I want. And it erases well too. You can go in and you can erase some of these lines if you want. Like so. And then go in and kind of like redraw it. Add some detail or light and dark. Maybe changes hair. Give him a crazy haircut. I haven't done many live videos. I know there's different times of day that are better, but I just felt like doing one today. And the thing about that I like about doing the live stuff too is it makes the video and then it saves it, so people can watch it later even though it's not live. So it's kind of cool. Anyway, that's the Blackwing matte, which is really nice. So I think I'm gonna talk about non-photo blue pencils. And I have different ones. This is the Prismacolor. This one's more bold and dark. And the whole idea of using the non-photo blue is I can do a drawing, and then I can come back and I can ink it, and then I can take it into Photoshop and I can make the blue lines disappear. And how I do that is, I'll have to talk about later, but you could probably find a video too about that tells you how to, I mean, if you just search on YouTube and put how to remove blue lines from my sketch. So you have the blue sketch, and then let's take I like using the Japanese brush pens. There's different kinds, but this is I forget which brand this is, Fudataki or something. But anyway, it's a Japanese brush pen. So you can go in right over your blue lines, do some inking. Like so. And you don't have to worry about the lines. Underneath. You just go ahead and ink away. I like this pen, but I'm going to show you my other brush pens. Let's see. Here's another one. This is a Pentel brush pen, but it's still a Japanese brush pen. This one's got a really fine tip. Like, look at, you can start off really, really thin and go thick. Makes really subtle lines. Start off thin, thick, thick, thick. These are great for drawing. I like using this one for, you know, more fine lines. But for the little bit thicker ones, I do like to go back to this other one, this one here. It's more bold, and the ink seems to flow better and faster, and I don't have to worry about it dragging or like if I want to fill in areas quicker. But so now you can take this and you can go into, I'm going to do something else too. I've been studying Rodgon, and he uses this Bic round stick medium. He's a great artist. Rodgon is his handle. You can find him on YouTube, Patreon, Instagram, TikTok. Anyway, these pens are really fun. It's basically a ballpoint pen, but they're just so great to sketch with. But it's more, you can also use it for shading. Really great for just doing shading. So here I can go in and add some shadows. And you could add shadows with the brush pen too. But this one's cool for like cross hatching and stuff. You know, and you can put in some of your little shadows and details. And then continue here on the neck. So we've sort of expanded from pencils into pens. Bonus, you got a bonus. And they're just really easy to work with, these pencils. I mean, these pens. And they're cheap. You can get them at the Dollar Tree, dollar store, whatever. So we started with the non-photo blue pencil. And we used it as the guide. But now, look what we've done. We've created the art. And then this can go into Photoshop and you can get rid of that. And I use other non-photo blue pencils. Like this is the Kohl Erase. We'll talk about the Prismacolor Kohl Erase pencils. And these are kind of really light. They're softer. So if you want to get a darker line, you've got to really crank on it. Got to really push. So if you want a little bit darker line, you go back to the Prismacolor. Oh, this is a different one. Here it is. The Prismacolor non-photo blue is more, it's darker. But sometimes it seems like the ink kind of beads up on the Prismacolor one. This is Prismacolor too, but it's the Kohl Erase. And then there's also a Prismacolor called Verithin. And it comes in all colors too. So let's talk about I'm going to talk about all the Prismacolor pencils. And you can also do the same. Here's a Verithin, crimson red. This is the Prismacolor Verithin. Now, what's the difference between this one and the Prismacolor Kohl Erase? I'll show you. And let's see if I can find a red Premier color. I do not have a Prismacolor red, but for all means and purposes, let's just use the blue. We'll use the blue. Okay, let's talk about Prismacolor. Okay, so you can use these red pencils too to do your background stuff too, and you can also go into Photoshop and get rid of the red line too, just like you can get rid of the blue line. So you can do your drawing. Like so. And then you can ink over it. This is the Bic round stick again. You can actually do more finished illustrations with this too. So you can go in too and then take this into Photoshop and then get rid of the red. So the red and the blue pencils are more for like kind of sketching things out, you know, and figuring out where you're going to put stuff. It's not permanent, you know. It's just you're building something. You can even take the red and go over the blue and define it more. The red and blue pencils are just for kind of like figuring out things, like building the structure. And some people use red, some people use blue, you know. It just depends on. So that's what the red and blue pins are for. So let's figure out again. Let's go back into the different. Just a second. My pencil sharpener is not working right. I got to get my pencil sharpener set up, the old school kind that just crank like that. Okay. So, take this here. So these are the three types of Prismacolor pencils I use. The Kohl Erase. And the Kohl Erase is fun because you can kind of erase it a little. Hence the name Kohl Erase. So you can go in and do your sketches and it's kind of soft. It's not really super dark. You probably can't even see it there. You can go in and beef up the lines a little. But you can also erase it. And the real super dark lines you might not be able to erase totally, but you can erase it somewhat. So that's the Kohl Erase. They're fun. A little bit softer. The Verithin is a harder. I don't know what's going on with my pencil sharpener. Let me see if I can find another Verithin pencil that's sharper. I don't use the red ones a lot. I use mostly the blue. So this is the Verithin, and it's kind of a darker line. It's more of a kind of a tighter line. Like sometimes you can go in with the Colorase. You can see how it's kind of lighter. Do your searching lines. Kind of figure out where you want to put stuff. And you can go in with the Verithin, and you see it's darker. It's a darker line. And you can beef those up too, those lines. But that's the Verithin. The only thing about the Verithin is it doesn't erase quite as well. You can erase it somewhat, but not a lot. So there's the Colorase. The Colorase. Verithin. And then the Premier. The Premier a lot of people use when they're doing, you know, more finished stuff. And these are all Prismacolor. Whoops. I'm screwing it all up. Prismacolor. Now we come to the Prismacolor Premier. This is the one I like to use when I do the sketches on TikTok. It's because it's really bold. But let me get a darker, I'm going to get a darker color. I'm running out of them, so I just had Audrey order me some more. I can't even find one. Let's see. There's got to be one around here. I have all these pencils. Indigo blue. I think that's a Verithin. Let's see if I can find a... Just a second. I can't believe I can't find one. That's why I ordered more. Okay, finally found one. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is the black Prismacolor Premier, and it's the PC935. I use the indigo blue, the dark blue, but let me get a new page. This is the one I use a lot when I'm doing the sketches on TikTok. On TikTok, I do 3-minute sketches and then I speed them up 3 times so it comes out to a minute. So I've got 3 minutes to draw whatever I'm drawing. I might be drawing Daffy Duck or Bugs Bunny or whatever, and then I add music to it. But what I do on TikTok is I do these, I sketch it out kind of like that, you know, and it's really fast. But when I go in, these lines are super bold. The Prismacolor Premier is really great. It's a soft lead. I think it has probably wax in it too. But look how dark, the darkness of it is really cool. So this is great for doing sketches on TikTok. And I don't have any right now because I've been doing so many sketches on TikTok. I ran out of these pencils. But people use these to do a lot of fine art stuff. You know, they'll buy the whole set of the Prismacolors, and they'll go ahead and because they blend together really nice. They're really soft, but I like using them just to draw quick sketches with, because they're so soft. But this is the ones I use a lot on TikTok, and sometimes just drawing in general too. But I will do these, these quick sketches on TikTok, and I will use these. And there's another pencil I use too. I'm trying to learn how to draw guns. I'm not that great at it yet, but I'm learning a little bit. I know this comes up like that. Then there's a handle. So you want to see, you can draw it light first before you put the hand over it. And then there's the trigger. You put the finger there, and then the other finger's on the handle. So I'm trying to learn how to do guns. There's so many things, if you want to learn. Like bicycles, I still have so much trouble with bicycles and, mechanical things like tanks. I'm really good at doing the character design, like the cartoon character itself, like this cowboy, but doing more mechanical things or geometrically shaped things like a gun or whatever, I've got to practice more. So you can go back in with these and you can darken it up. Really, these are great to work with. You can darken stuff really fast. So you can see why I use these on TikTok. But yeah, people use them to blend with and shade with. Do like really beautiful finished, fine art pieces. So that's all the Prismacolor pencils. So now another pencil I really like, and I just ordered some of these black, and I got them really cheap on Amazon. They were like $1.20. I got a 12-pack, 2 12-packs Audrey ordered for me. And they're just great. But then the blue were really expensive. They were almost twice as much for the blue. So I decided not to order blue this time, just black. So probably do all my TikTok videos with the black. It'll be fine. And then another pencil, it's expensive because it's a watercolor pencil. And they're like $2 or $3. I think they're almost $3, but it's Albec Dore Faber-Castell, and it's a watercolor pencil. But I love using these to do the TikTok videos too, and they're almost the same as the Prismacolor, Premier Prismacolor, the soft one I just did the cowboy with. But they're even softer. And they make really, really great dark lines. You can go in softly and do all your construction lines, like where you're going to put stuff, and then when you're ready, you can go in with the darker line. But these are really great for the TikTok ones too. And I think I almost prefer these to the Prismacolor. But I really like the Prismacolor a lot too. But these are kind of even softer. And you can turn it on end and get the sharp end and do some dark lines. Or more crisp, clean lines. And just using different pressures, you can create light or dark. If you want to do some little shadow stuff, put a shadow here. It's a weird character. You'll see you can get these soft, subtle tones too just by going lightly. Or you can go dark. Like if you want to do a shadow or something. Give this guy earrings. Kind of an interesting dude. But these run about $3. They're very nice though. The Faber-Castell Albec Duret. I get the indigo, dark indigo number 157. You can turn on my head and get some really quick tones laid out. So I think we covered all the pencils. So we got the mechanical pencils, the large format ones. That's the large format mechanical pencils. We got the smaller format with the, and you can change all these LEDs. And then we have the Prismacolors. The Prismacolor set, which is the Colorase, the Verithin, and the Premier. And then we talked about the Ticonderoga, the old school one. And then also the Faber-Castell Albec Duret. So I think that's pretty much it. And then, you know, there's just regular sets of pencils too. You can go all the way from 6H to 6B or 8B. There's all different kinds of brands of pencils like that you can use. So I hope that was interesting. And if you guys want to know about pencils, just refer back to this video. It's a live video, but it's easier for me to do the live one, then I don't have to take it into Power Director and edit it and all this stuff. It's just when I'm done, it instantly becomes a live video. I mean, it instantly becomes a video that's recorded and it's in the live section, so you can go in any time and refer to it. Okay, so that's my stuff on pencils. And let me take my phone off. Turn it around. Sure, Catherine, I'm glad you stopped by. I didn't put a notice on this to let people know that I was doing a live. So well, my hair, I'm getting old. I didn't do a notice or anything. I just decided I'm going to do a live on pencils. Some of my patrons on Patreon I suggested I would do a live, but I'm not sure how it works on Patreon. I think it just goes to YouTube. So I did do kind of a mention about it on Patreon. But yeah, maybe I'll pick a time when I do live videos, but I don't really want to do a lot of live videos. It's just I did want to do one on pencils, you know, because people are curious about pencils and the different pencils I use. Anyway, well, thanks for stopping by, Catherine, and Got to go now. Thanks again, your time. All right, we'll see ya. See you, everybody. Catherine.